All right, let's do some like basic accounting jargon 101 kind of speak.
Sure.
So you talked about startups. So a startup, what would you consider a startup when you were talking about startups as something that you?
Somebody who's within their first year of business. If, they've either started operations or they're getting ready to start operations.
And what can someone do if, let's say that before they come to you, what's something that these businesses can do to make their lives better, make your life easier, to make it cheaper for them on the long run? What are some things that can be done to, and maybe even if they're not a startup, to make things easier to work with their money team?
Sure. So honestly, consulting with an accountant or a CPA from the get-go would be a great way. Because, for example, I will give a startup person, most people I give a free consultation. They'll get an hour of my time and I can help them get themselves set up so that they know exactly what they need to be doing moving forward, knowing that they can't really afford me at that point in time, but I'm building a relationship and I'm helping them get it right as they move forward. So talking to an accountant, having a business plan and understanding what costs are going into this. One of the things that small business owners tend to do is they start a business by the seat of their pants with very little planning and also very little capital. So being able to plan and acquire some capital, and then also looking out after their own personal finances, their own credit. The first thing that happens when a small business owner opens a business is their credit starts to take hits because they're personally responsible for everything that's going on. So just making sure those things are squared away prior to operating is a great way for small businesses to start.
Very interesting. Are you familiar with the book Profit First?
I am.
What are your thoughts on that?
I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Why?
Why
are you not a fan of Profit First?
But because it's a lot for people to track, and typically they start off tracking it really well and then they fall off and it becomes a jacked up hot mess. And it also increases the cost here. So if they've hired us to do their accounting and they go from 2 accounts to 10 accounts that we have to now track and reconcile, that increases their costs. So, but my big problem is that, again, most of them are excited about this at first and then it falls off and it just becomes kind of a mess to have to deal with.